In this video, I'm going to show you how to sgraffito. The first step, of course, is to make sure your surface is clean before you start. We're going to be making slabs for this project, and we're going to use 3/8 inch the wooden sticks. And you already know how to roll out your slabs, so just go ahead and roll out your slabs. The next step is to cut out your shape. And you're going to do that using a felt knife or even a needle tool. If you are choosing to cut out a geometric shape, it's good to use a ruler. Now the pieces that you create should be between the size of your palm and your hand. No bigger than your hand, no smaller than your palm. So here I've cut out a rectangle or square, I'm going to call it. And next thing you want to do is actually put some underglaze on, but at this point stage right here, the clay is really plastic, so it could bend really easily, okay? And you don't want to apply underglaze at this time. I have an example here. That's an example I've cut out that is on the leather hard side. It's actually dry leather hard. And so I'm going to shake this bottle up and I'm going to apply underglaze to my greenware. Okay, so here I am applying my underglaze to the dry leather hard clay. I'm going to also apply it to the freshly cut shape here just to demonstrate why we shouldn't do this. Okay. Once you've applied the underglaze on and it's dried up a little bit, you do want to apply another layer. Typically you want 2 to 3 layers of the underglaze on. Since this one did dry up a little bit already, I'm just going to go ahead and put another layer on. Okay, so I'm just going to set this one aside. I have one that's actually has underglaze on it and it's already all dry and ready to scratch into. Okay, so before you start scratching into the clay, you do want to sketch out designs onto tracing paper to use as a guide when you're scratching into the underglaze and clay. So do make sure that you do trace the shape of your clay cutout onto the tracing paper so that when you're tracing and it moves around, you could always bring it back to where it belongs. Okay, so when you are tracing, you do want a dull pencil or the tip of a tool that's on the dull side. You don't want to use a mechanical pencil or a super sharpened pencil. I'm just going to take this tool and go ahead and just trace out my design here. Okay. And you do want somewhat of a firm pressure to it just so that it does indent into the clay. Sometimes dry leather hard clay could be a little tough. You can't really see it here, but in the next sample I show you, you will be able to see the indentations. Okay, I have another design here. This is another example right here that I've done. I've went ahead already and have already traced it with the tool onto my sample here. And I've already done some scratching into the clay as well. You want to use any tools that are sharp edged. Okay, needle tool or anything that's just sharp. And if you could see closely here, you see indentations that I have traced. And I'm just going to take my tool, I'm just going to scratch wherever I have traced. Okay, with any tool that could scratch. Don't use your nails though. Use a tool. And as you scratch off the underglaze and some of the clay, you'll have little bits and pieces come off. Don't blow to get the pieces off. Take a dry brush and brush it off. Okay, so I'm going to continue to scratch into the clay, and once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the kiln, and when it comes out, we'll put some clear glaze over it. Okay, so let's check out this wet clay. It's really plastic still, and if I scratch into it, I get a big glob of clay and underglaze. So that's why we don't want to use clay that's wet to do Sgraffito in. For this guy, I'll probably use another layer of underglaze. Remember, you want 2 to 3 layers of that before you do Sgraffito. And that's how you make Sgraffito. Thanks for watching.